So when I think about whites, and I don't know if you think about them the same way, I think to myself, these are things that have high acidity, they grow in cooler climates, they're things that have zippiness, so they're gonna go really well with seafood and cream sauces because they're gonna cut the acidity is gonna cut that heaviness. And then I start thinking about all the white wines that I really, really love. There are things like this field blend from Mendoza, and there are things like Gruner, which is sometimes from warmer areas of Austria. And I think about the wines of Campania, which are Fiano and Falanghina and Colle de Volpe, these things that are really full and rich from Sicily, from the southern part of Italy, which is warm. And then recently I had a couple of whites from Adelaide Hills in South Australia, which isn't warm per se, like really hot because it's in the hills and it's got some breezes, but still rich and full and powerful. And I thought, one of the things that I've noticed is that from places like Languedoc-Roussillon, or places like Sicily, or places like Campania, oftentimes it's the whites that shine, not the reds, even though it's very warm. So I think the thing that I would like you to consider as a tip is really start looking at the whites from some of these warmer climates. Because the reds, what happens is that with time, they wind up becoming flabby and too full and jammy. Whereas these whites somehow maintain their acidity and they get full and rich and delicious and full of fruit. And so I think that as things start to heat up in some parts of the world, whites may be the true victor of the day, and it may get too hot for reds, which is not something that people usually think about. I think it's kind of counterintuitive, but I do think it's true. Look at a Pic Paul Blanc from the Languedoc-Roussillon. Look at these wines that I've just mentioned from southern Italy, and I think you're gonna see what I'm talking about. Whites in warmer climates, so fantastic. So go get that Côte du Rhône Blanc today. It is gonna be fabulous.